Have you ever wondered while looking at someone, whoa, it's nice that he knows what he wants to do with his life. It's nice that he found his passion. And then asking yourself, I wish that was me. Well, on this episode of the Student Struggles podcast, my guest Keith, he talks about exactly that. How he found his passion and what are the challenges that he's currently facing to continue to pursue his passion. So if this sounds like it could benefit you and is somewhat intriguing, I want you to watch to the end and let me know what you think at the end if it's of some service to you. So stay tuned. Welcome to another episode of the Student Struggles podcast, where we have discussions to benefit younger versions of ourselves. And the happy byproduct is that other persons benefit. On this episode, have a good friend. I think a man who is going to be, divulge some good experience and hopefully some encouraging information. My boy Keith.
Thanks for having me. Much appreciated.
Much of a pleasure to have you on. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Again, I don't want you feeling it's just me and you, and we just chat and see wherever it goes. So
Yeah.
what's your little backstory, Chief Keith? If
All right.
you was to give a little synopsis of yourself, you describe yourself as a stranger. What's the description?
Let's start with saying like beer nonsense. Right? That's the truth. But no, okay, so I went to school at Charles F. Broome.
Mm-hmm.
Had to put in some work, get to Queen's College, met amazing people like you,
Mm-hmm.
and
Appreciate that, by the way.
some academics. I was interested in sciences, always
Mhm.
interested in sciences. So things like from all branches, right? So astronomy, biology, chemistry, and there wasn't much knowledge about chemistry back in primary school for me on my end.
Right.
But we used to do stuff like general science and health science. So at that
Cool.
level, I found it amazing.
Cool.
Wanted to be a vet, thought about engineering,
Okay.
but somewhere along the line, so probably I think coming like early secondary school,
Mm-hmm. Like second
second form around that time, I had like a shift where medicine, right? My interest started to get peaked in medicine,
Okay.
and it was because, so I guess I thought about it in terms of career, and I
Mhm.
wanted to do something that I felt would be fulfilling for me.
Mm-hmm.
I like people. I love interacting with people. Love it.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of the most fulfilling things for me, right? You able to touch somebody, touch someone's life.
Mm-hmm.
That's it, right?
I'll say this before you continue.
Mhm.
Just like and this isn't just like me gassing. You're actually one of the nicest people I know. Like I would like telling you like at school, like
Mhm.
just genuine kindness and like as you said, like wanting to help others. I could see that.
I
Honestly.
appreciate it.
That's
Honestly,
cool, bro.
I
Just
appreciate
telling
it.
the truth.
Yeah, and I think birds of a feather flock together. So I can
Uh-huh.
say the same for you and a lot of my friends, right? All my homies nice. Like
Yeah,
truth, all my homies nice.
and you would. But
Yeah.
you were talking about your love for medicine and
Right.
whatnot,
Yeah. So no, I thought about it and I said, you know what? If I take my love for sciences, my interest in the sciences, and pair that with my love for service and helping people,
Mm-hmm.
that sums up to medicine. So I was like, okay, this might be it. And then I was inspired by my pediatrician,
Uh-huh.
Dr. Clyde Cave.
Okay.
Amazing man, amazing pediatrician, very nice. His patient rapport, so how he interacts with his patients, how he makes you feel comfortable and warm
Mhm.
and reassures you. That's something people need, especially parents with young children,
Okay, cool.
right? So I said, medicine is it, and I'm thinking pediatrics. I like dealing with children as well, and that's
Okay.
where it started.
Because it's interesting. That has so many applications in the sense that like you're not touching one person's life. Again, you get interacting with parents as well.
Hmm.
And as you talk about the experience that your pediatrician inspired you as well. So funny enough, did you only stumble upon that on like first or second form, or you had like an idea of that previously, or it only became clear in first or second form?
It really only became clear in secondary school around that time
Mm-hmm.
because primary school, my mind was more open to all kinds of things, and um I used to talk with my friends a lot. We
Mm-hmm.
loved stuff like cars,
You ain't
planes.
gotta tell me.
Yeah.
Man had a whole chat with car.
Oh yeah, yep. Still do one. Still do. We got Instagram group chat. We just send a lot of stuff about cars and stuff.
Yeah, sure.
So we took that passion in primary school and we made a whole bunch of ideas out of it. So we
Mhm.
were thinking about. I was me personally. I was thinking about becoming a mechanic at one point. I was
You think that's why Tyreek is doing mechanical engineering?
possibly his hit that it stems from his. I think it stems from his love of cars.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I know Ace wanted to do it too, but
Mhm.
Ace obviously ended up in a more like architectural field.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting, bro. That's so cool.
Yeah, man. No, so we always talk about that kind of stuff. Up to secondary school, we in all three in physics class talking about cars and different things. So that was where my mind that's where my mind was in primary school.
Uh-huh.
So the shift really happened in secondary school, I must
Okay.
say. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So what did you have to choose that against? Like, what were the other options with regards to like you were thinking of career? that were competing at that point with medicine?
Okay, so the careers that were competing were with the same mechanics, right? So
Mm-hmm.
this that like stuck, and because I like to um marine nature, I love
Ooh,
diving, free diving. I
so
want to
marine
get a
biology.
marine biology was
Okay,
up there,
cool,
right?
cool,
Yeah,
cool, cool.
yeah.
That's awesome, bro. And it's nice to know, like, funny enough, I guess both paths are okay because
Mhm.
there's one set of people who know that from an early age what they want to do, and
Mhm.
I think there's another set who kind of just find it, which is awesome. And I think it's good for you to say that you had that because a lot of people are not certain about what they want to do,
Yeah.
but for you to be clear at such a young age on like, yo, I'm gonna do this. This is fulfilling. This will bring me like enjoyment and rewards down the line.
Mhm.
That's what you're doing it for.
Girl,
Awesome. Like all props for you on that journey.
appreciate it.
So, given that perspective, if you were to look back on yourself at that same time in secondary school, probably at first or third form,
Mhm.
like what was most challenging for you up to that point? You know, eventually you taking on medicine and what's not.
Time management.
Oh,
Time management.
okay.
Especially third form, because third form is when you did the most subjects.
Yeah, which is a very difficult time actually.
Yeah, and that, I
Mm-hmm.
think that was a consensus. Everyone I talked to, remember in church
Yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
Sunday school we talked about, and they said third form, horrible. Forget sixth form, forget fifth form, third
Yeah,
form
I
because of the
think
transition.
that jump from second to third is difficult.
It
Funny
is.
enough,
Mm-hmm.
I had went back to QC. Was talking to Braff. Braff was giving me some advice.
Yeah.
So right now I only deal with senior students. So I did full farm and up. But he was telling me, bro, like think about it. Like, what's the most difficult time in school at, secondary school? Is like
Mm.
third farm. Like
Yeah.
you should probably just expand to include that group of students as well. And it's something that I've been like heavily thinking about. So yeah, it's true.
Because apart along with the workload, you have that same thing you're talking about, that almost that crisis of trying to figure out where is it do I want to go in my subjects. Well, what is it I want to do in life? That starts from really third form, because that's when you start to narrow down your subjects. So it's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of pressure in third form. So I think third form for sure.
I don't know if you watched the episode, but the one I did with Shane, me and Shane had like a similar experience. So like,
Mm-hmm.
and I think you probably did too, but you at least knew you wanted to do medicine. I was getting like decent grades across the board.
Right.
So when you get to the third form like parent teacher meeting,
Mm-hmm.
that's the one that you gotta figure out like what subject is. So we're gonna art. Oh, Jared has some potential. You should pick art.
Mm-hmm.
Bio. Oh, Jared is a nice student. He pays attention to class. He should pick biology. Da 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 da. Shane said the exact same thing. So it was like I was like paralyzed by choice,
Yeah.
and I actually think to some degree, and we had this discussion before. I don't know if it really helps. On the episode with Joanne, she said that what they did at CP before she came to Queen's College
Mm.
was that they allowed them to back out of the subjects at a certain amount of time.
Okay.
So if by like 2 months down you didn't like the subject, you didn't
Mhm.
have to continue in it.
That where was the option for us? That's
Yeah,
cool.
I
That's
don't know
cool.
why. It's very difficult. It's a lot to manage. So for you and
Mhm.
time management, like what specifically was it that you think that you could have done better?
So a few things. One, I think my parents, and I could agree with them, describe me as a perfectionist.
Yeah.
So even stuff when it came to subjects like art, even it would take me a long time to do something in art, because
Okay.
I would go at it. It's almost like
I can see that though.
yeah, 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 right. It's all, and it was bad. Like it was almost like OCD level. Like I need to get it right. You know what I
Okay.
mean? So that for sure. And then just general distractions, but more than anything, I think the perfectionism and just trying to take my time with it. And I'm taking my time with it because either I do it properly and I do it the way it wants to be done, or it's not done at
Are
all.
not done at all.
Right?
So 0 or 100.
Right.
Ain't in between.
And that so trying to manage that, took away from time management.
Ooh.
So
So now, again, if you was somehow be able to speak to a younger Keith at that time, what would be
mhm.
the advice now?
Truly learn to be efficient.
Ooh.
Learn to be
I like
efficient.
that.
So instead of okay instead of taking a art project or something like that and making sure like trying to think of every stroke is right, realize that when you're done, every stroke may look right to you, but the art teachers is still going to come and tell you, okay, this is where you can improve on, this is what you need to do. So if you were to like take all that time and do it slowly and assume everything is going to be perfect at the end,
Mm-hmm.
right, it's not going to pay off, because it's still not going to be perfect.
Yeah.
What you need to do is evaluate, okay, this is what we learned in class. This is what we're expected to do. Let me just focus on doing what we're expected to do. Just focus on that, not if I think, okay, this line needs to be over here or what's not. Just focus on if they said they want a certain amount of tints and shades, put in
Mm-hmm.
those tints and shades, and then see where it goes from there.
Dope.
If afterwards, when you get better at perfecting those fundamentals, and then you want to add your own, like your own finesse to it, fine. But just focus on getting down the fundamentals rather than being perfect the first time.
Okay, cool. That takes me back to one of the first videos you did on time management, because I know that's something that students really struggle with.
Oh yeah.
And one of the points was Parkinson's law. So Parkinson's law essentially says that whatever time you give for something to be done, you will consume all of that time to get it done. So if I have a task that I say I wanted to get it done in a week, it will take a week. If I say I want to get it done in a month, it will take a month. So it's a case of no, like similar to we say being efficient. For me, how I interpret that is that like don't like if you have I kind of tell some of my clients this, if you have 2 weeks to do an assignment, don't think you have 2 weeks.
You're right.
Like somehow, some way, get yourself to think that, condition yourself that you have 1 week.
Yeah.
Because if you keep yourself to 1 week, you're gonna be ahead of schedule.
For sure.
But because we think we have 2 weeks, we have like all of this time to do something, but we actually don't. We don't need that much time. Like I always reference this. I was watching it wasn't a documentary, but it was an educational video, and there was an experiment done, and there was 2 groups of these like creatives, and it was in regards to a pottery class. Right. So one group had a month to do 1 piece, and the other group had to do a piece every single day.
Okay.
Who do you think who ended up being like better skilled in pottery?
The piece that the group that did every single day, for sure. Yeah,
exactly. 100%. Because it's like by doing things repeatedly, over time we get better. So I kind of like I emphasize with you to some point. I'm not a perfectionist by heart, but with things that affect other people, I'm a perfectionist. So this podcast, I want to be valuable. I want to be like understanding of your time, and I want to make this as best as experience for me and you. Unfortunately, with things that come to myself, it's kind of like I don't take as much initiative. Right. So I can relate to that on some level, right? So, but it's interesting for you to say that, bro. Being a perfectionist is gonna be hard, bro.
It is. It's stressful. It's so much stress. Like, yo, when, oh my gosh, why is this taking so long? Oh, because I need to be better. Why is it not better? Why is it taking so long? It's a back and forth. So it's stressful. It's stressful.
Does it come with a lot of anxiety?
If it comes to anxiety, like sometimes it can actually. Sometimes it can, because especially when the deadline's coming up and you're like, okay, deadline's coming up. I know I have to speed up. I know it's taking long, so you have to break out of that perfectionist mode to finish on time to hand it in. If not, you're gonna get a knot. You know, right. so that brings anxiety in itself.
So you would still consider yourself a perfectionist, or less so than when you were in secondary school?
Less so.
How would you able to get to the point where you're like not as bad?
Truly, it was just a wake up call. At least if I didn't finish things on time, I would get a knot. So I was like, this can't work. It's not paying off. It's not paying off. I need to work faster, and by working faster, they say just focus on what I needed to focus on. Okay. So just focus on doing what teacher instructed you to do. Like, focus on that. Don't focus on having every single thing perfect. Whatever fundamentals you learned from class, focus on getting that down. Whatever topic you learned, focus on getting that down, and then deal with the rest later as it builds.
So did you enjoy listening in on that discussion? Well, I hope you did. In the comments below, let me know your favorite moment. Let me know your favorite quote. Anything with regards to the portion of this podcast that you very much enjoyed and that could be a service to you. As you see, Keith was fortunate. He was able to know from a young age what he wanted to do. And that's not all of us. But you see, he's still battling some issues. That is perfectionism and time management. And if you yourself feel like time management is an area in which you can improve, this video over here is exactly what you need to see.